A lot of freaky stuff is going on. You gotta use your mind. What they was doing with those plugs.
A lot of freaky stuff is going on. You got to use your mind what they was doing with those plugs. It's finally happening. Police presence, swarming his high-end Beverly Hills neighborhood officers, going room to room, carrying zip ties and serious firepower in the driveway law enforcement vehicles parking next to, we assume, Diddy's luxury cars. Then, of course, his two sons, 30-year-old Justin and 25-year-old King. At one point, they seem to be sharing a laugh. Justin Diddy Combs has been cornered by law enforcement as the feds allegedly forced their way into his now sealed mansion. Not just this, according to sources close to the rapper, the feds have found incriminating videos of the alleged gay parties that took place at his mansion. So is P. Diddy finally paying the price of his sins? Here's everything you need to know. Inside rapper and record producer Diddy Combs' multi-million-dollar house in the West Los Angeles enclave of HBY Hills. Authorities have recently conducted a raid, and to say the least, it was ugly. We will always support law enforcement when it seeks to prosecute those that have violated the law. Hopefully, this is the beginning of a process that will hold Mr. Combs responsible for his depraved conduct. I'm just thinking about Jeffrey Epstein. Didn't that start with civil suits? So I'm so glad you mentioned that, because in this lawsuit that I just mentioned, there was a comparison to Jeffrey Epstein. According to reports, the raid might be connected to a potential trafficking inquiry. According to the source, the Southern District of New York has conducted interviews with 3 Jane Doe and 1 John Doe about sex trafficking, sexual assault, the soliciting and sale of illegal drugs, and firearm-related offenses. Now, if there's anything we know, everyone who has spoken their truth by now was telling the truth, and that law enforcement should have intervened earlier. In fact, we'd be understating if we didn't mention Gandil here. After all, he is the persistent one in his allegations and accounts against the rapper. All this time, bro, I knew about the plug fetishes, because I saw that with my own eyes. I knew about him and Kim being swingers with other people, whether it was another male or another woman, or a male and a woman together. I saw that with my own eyes. You got to realize is that after 2005, I didn't see anything that Puff was doing, or what he didn't do. Puff had got addicted to opium, and being addicted to those things bring other on. I seen Puff smoke a cigarette. I never saw him smoke a cigarette. He was on the beach smoking a cigarette on YouTube. Then I seen him, smoking EA and drinking. I was like, right, that ain't the Puff I know. So he ain't going to do what he do around other people in front of me, 'cause he know I'ma check him on that. But what you trying to do so to say that what he's being known for with Cassie, I can only equate to some of the things that I've seen him and Kim go through. You understand what I'm saying? So people get mad. But it is what it is. I can only equate his actions like that. Jane Deal reports that Diddy has been actively involved in planning well-known homosexual parties where the Hollywood elite are rumored to indulge in more than pretty drinks. Diddy, of course, appears to be more than just a visitor at these gatherings. He actively seeks out other guests, making these get-togethers feel more intimate and exclusive with the kind of activities that happen there. But it all started, we was in Atlanta, and this story starts when I'm with Puff, and he's in the exotic bookstores, and he's doing shopping. Right, he's shopping, getting his stuff, and everything like that. So this the first time I was ever in an exotic bookstore with Puff. So I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that, 'cause they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, he got to go put it on the counter and show everybody what he's getting. So as he going, I'm just looking at the places where he picking stuff from. So this one part, he picked up some things from up here on my left side, and then he picked like quite a few of them down. I'm like, okay, he put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there and it said plug, and I like, hey, yo. So I said, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said, he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you could do it by yourself, brother. And he start walking and everything like that. When he got, I just waited at the counter. When he got to the counter, he even have to show the guy nothing. He just gave the guy a lot of money. I mean, like he gave the guy stack something like this and puff. Wasn't a dude that carried no 20s and no or nothing like that. And I mean like he just said boom. And we walked out the store as he described his time with the rapper deal. Also, claimed that these events act as a playground for Hollywood's elite, who are well known and well off enough to pay a high price for tickets to the mostly bizarre events in town, to indulge in their most outrageous and shaky fantasies, especially most of which are homosexual males. Jen has also revealed a startling picture of Turkish baths as a commonplace place for gay men to meet secretly. And those two set up by the rapper himself, he proposed that these exchanges are more than just hot baths. Because of Diddy's ability to arrange things, rather they are part of a wider network, where these guys meet up for sex in secret. With Diddy I knew IS used to wait outside a Turkish baths, for you know what they do in the Turkish baths. No, I don't know, you don't, okay. That's where a lot of gay men meet. And they all take hot baths together, to each his own though, bro. But that's a lot of that these guys get into when they start having certain meetings with certain people. And they meet them at the Turkish bath, and they do their meetings, and they meet their people in those type of situations where they're comfortable at, so they don't have to worry about their indiscretions coming out. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why you know twice, sometimes 3 times a week me. And the driver be outside, he'll run into the Turkish bath, get that big tub at home. But you want to go, no, go ahead. Not to mention Gandil also attested to the fact that Sean Combs forced Cassie Ventura to have intercourse with other men while he watched seizing her, and in some cases trafficking her. Because she is a victim, you know what I'm saying, she is a victim, man. And if this is her victim story, we got to be more, I think more compassionate. She was 17 years old. At the time she was fascinated by that whole thing, getting on the Jeep Ford G5 jet, you understand. And what was her parents, man? What was her daddy, her mama? They didn't miss their child. She didn't come home that night. I don't know, man, I can't fathom the whole idea, man, what you trying to do so. To say that what he's being known for with casting, I can only equate to some of the things that I've seen him and Kim go through, you understand what I'm saying? So people get mad, you know. But it is what it is. I can only equate his actions like that now. For those of you who need a refresher, Cassie, whose real name is Cassandra Ventura, filed a lawsuit against Combs last year, alleging sexual assault and trafficking. BT was used by Combs for years, starting soon after she first met him in 2005. When she was just 19 years old, according to her lawsuit, which was first widely reported, she claimed that after striking her repeatedly, and once even giving her a kick to the face, he sexually attacked her later in 2018. She went on to say that he trafficked her by forcing her to have with male prostitutes in several cities, while he recorded and mated as part of his gay fantasies. So if he want to see it, and he want her to touch it, he might, that other person in the room with her just might want to feel it, allegedly. So you feel like Diddy was having with the male prostitute, they had to be for both of them, they was in the room, right? You're right, it's a freak-off section, right? Meanwhile, later on, she would try to take down the pictures and videos. But Combs maintained access, she said in the lawsuit, and at one point made her watch a video that she had thought she had erased. Ventura's lawsuit claims that Combs and his supporters used their wealth and power to intimidate her into quiet and compliance, threatening to ruin her music career if she came out against him. According to Ventura, Combs went as far as to threaten to blow up kid-size car since the two were dating. Ultimately, Jean claims the lawsuit that received a lot of attention was significantly altered. Remarkably, some of the more graphic aspects were purportedly changed before the court cases ever got underway. And it was a female, but my whole thing about it was this is that anything in that lawsuit, you got to realize that we only got a portion of it, because has been chopped up, things has been taken out. So somebody wouldn't look a certain way. Now they left some of the things in there. But I'm sure plenty of times Cassie may have seen some stuff that she ain't really wanna look, and he didn't want her to know who they were. So if she ever wanted to do what she just did, how did she say how the person look? All she could describe is if they was wearing mask, unless she saw them before they put the mask on. It's craziness, man. And you know what's so crazy is, bro, that all these stories has been around the industry for a long time. All these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this and try to engage other men into sexual acts with. Obviously, that's not the case anymore with the feds.